What's up, y'all? MLG Sports Talk. Go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe button. If you're new here, go ahead, subscribe like I just said, and you will make some money with us. We got the NCAA tournament in full effect. NIT starting, CBI, CTI, everything is starting. So look, man, we're going to get straight to it. I got a lot of games to go over. This is the bracket breakdown part 1. So we will be going over all the games for Thursday. I'm going to pull them up for you right here. Let's get straight into it. I don't want to waste your time. Thursday, we got some games. Hopefully y'all can see that. We got Michigan State right here facing off against Mississippi State. 8 and 9 seeds in this tournament. Two teams that possibly shouldn't have been here, but they're here. So we'll give the committee the benefit of the doubt. We got a team, Michigan State, 19 and 14 on the season, had a rough year, but they played a lot of great opponents. Mississippi State, 21 and 13 on the season. This line right now is Michigan State minus 1.5. So initial lean, Michigan State, you know, they have more talent. They have a lot of seniors, have a lot of depth. I like Michigan State here minus the 1.5. I was trying to make it my best bet, but I don't think I'm going to make it a best bet. So I'm going to make it a slight lean here. Walker at the guard. He's a beast. They got Hall. They got a lot of good players, man. So I lean Michigan State. Mississippi State is a tough team. It will not be taken lightly. But Tom Izzo during March, you got to take Michigan State in this. Only way I could look, 9:15 a.m. start here on the Pacific West Coast. All right, so next game, we got Duquesne facing off against BYU. How about those Cougars right there? Now, BYU, man, this looks like a steep number. 9 in the hook is a lot. I'm going to tell you this. BYU can cover this number, but only if they're hitting their three-pointers. They shoot a lot of threes. This team relies on the three-point line, and pretty much all 5 of their starters can shoot it. Some guys that come off the bench as well can shoot the three. So if they're making their threes, watch out Duquesne. But if they're not falling, if the three-point line, look, it's a famous saying, you know, I hooped growing up, but it's a famous saying that my pops always told me. Is you live by the 3, you die by the 3. So if they dying by the 3, Duquesne can win this game outright. So first initial thoughts, I like Duquesne plus the 9.5. If you don't know, this coach has announced that he will be retiring for Duquesne. He's a famous coach that coached LeBron James in high school. So I think these guys will be ready. They'll be pumped to give their coach a last hurrah. I only could look Duquesne plus the 9.5, and that's my bet in that game. All right, next game, we got Akron versus Creighton right here. This should be a good matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Creighton on the season 23 and 9. They're the 3 seed. We got the number 14 seed Akron, 24 and 10. Only way I could look in this game is Creighton. Now, they're laying a steep number. It's not going to be easy to cover 12 in the tournament, no matter who you're playing. I like this Creighton team. I think they have a deep run in them. So only way I could look is Creighton, minus 12.5. But a game I will not be betting. Maybe I'll place an in-game wager. Hopefully Akron comes out hot. Then I can in-game Creighton. Because I think over time the Creighton bigs, and they'll lean on Freeman for Akron. Akron has a great big man named Freeman, but he's only about 6'8". He's a little undersized. So going against these bigs in Creighton, I got to take Creighton here, minus 12 and a hook. That's my initial lean. Next game, shout out to Long Beach, the Dirtbags. Long Beach, the 49ers. I don't know if they still call them that. But, man, let's go Long Beach State. They play in the pyramid. Shout out to Long Beach State, not too far from where I'm at. Number 15 seed, 21 and 14, facing off against number 2 seed Arizona, 25 and 8. Arizona minus 20 in the hook, over and under 163.5. Man, we got a high total here. We also got another coach in Long Beach State who will not be coaching anymore. He got fired, but who knows? Maybe Dan Munson will retire. He's a prestigious coach. He's been around with some programs like Gonzaga, a few other teams that he's coached. So he's a pretty good coach. Long Beach State, they have some length. They're not going to be scared of Arizona as they beat Michigan on the season. They went to their house, beat them. They hung with another team I can't think of off the top of the head, but Arizona's going to win this game. Now, will they win by 20 points? I don't know. I can't lay 20 with Arizona and a team that I think is vastly overrated. So my initial lean is Long Beach State, but another game that I can't place any money on here. All right. So we're supposed to talk about this North Carolina game right here. I believe Wagner is winning. So I think they get the winner of Wagner and Howard, most likely Wagner. So, North Carolina, we ain't got to talk about that. Let's go. Gonzaga versus in the chat. Gonzaga, yes, sir. We're going to get to that in a minute. All right, let's go to the next game. We about to talk about a team that I think can possibly upset. And I know some people are going to be like, what? What are you talking about? So we got number 14 seed Morehead State, 26-8 on the season, versus the number 3 seed Illinois, who's also 26-8 on the season. Notice the trend; they both got the same record. Now, Illinois right now is minus 11 and a hook, and man, this line has dropped, came all the way down. It opened at minus 13 and a hook, and the sharps are all over Morehead State, and I cannot disagree with them. I still would take the plus 11 and a half. Also, maybe a little lean to Morehead State first half, and sprinkle a little on the money line, man. If you don't know, for the past 2 seasons, the Big Ten outright winner has lost in the first round. So Illinois should be on upset alert. I do like Morehead. They're a tall, physical team. This will be a slow, low-scoring, slow-paced type of game. Giving me double digits with Morehead State, I would take that as the official pick. It's not a best bet, but definitely a pick I will be taking. More Dome. Yes, sir. We got to take Morehead plus the points. And I think it'll be a game. It'll be a great game. Surprising to some people out there, but not to me, not to Verse. All right, next game. We got Oregon, number 11 Oregon seed, 23-11 on the season, facing off against number 6 South Carolina, who's 26-7 on the season. South Carolina minus 1 and a hook, over and under 133.5. And I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't like this Oregon team. This Oregon team is not good to me. They haven't been great all season. Yeah, they turned it on in the Pac-12 title. They won their Pac-12 tournament. But they went through UCLA. Forget the other team they beat. And then Colorado. Colorado should have won that game. It was up 9. They just gave it up. So all credit to Oregon. I know they have a good coach. He turns up in tournament time. But this is where the run stops, man. I cannot bet on this Oregon team. South Carolina has been the most consistent team all season and against the spread. South Carolina, money line, that's going to be a best bet. We're going to go over that later. South Carolina, only way I could look. Next game. This should be a real fun matchup here. We got number 10 Nevada facing off against number 7 Dayton. Nevada's 26-7 on the season. Dayton 24-7. Nevada minus 1.5, over and under 136.5. Now this is a toss-up, man. I'm gonna be real. This game could go either way. I'm rooting for Dayton, but a part of me thinks Nevada should win. We'll see what happens. Deron Holmes on Dayton. He's a baller. If you don't know about him, he'll probably be a top 10 pick from Dayton. He's a swing 4. He can shoot the ball from about the 15-footer range. He could drive. He could dribble a little. He's probably about 6'9", long wingspan. Now, Nevada has a good player, too. They have Blackshear, and Blackshear is nice. He's like a 2-3 guard. He can put up 20 a game. So he's also an NBA talent as well. So this should be a fun matchup. Could go either way. A game you should just watch. I wouldn't place any money on this game. All right, we rolling through. We don't know who Texas is playing yet. They played who they play? They played a winner of, I believe, Virginia and Colorado State. That game's coming on shortly, so we'll see who Texas plays. We're gonna run down the next game. We got Oakland versus Kentucky. Number 14 seed Oakland comes in at 23-11 on the season versus number 3 Kentucky 23-9 on the season. Kentucky's 13 in the hook, over and under 163.5. All right. So initially, you got to take Kentucky. There's no other way you could look, right? But something tells me Oakland might cover this points. It's pretty steep, man. 13 in the hook. Definitely look at the Oakland first half. If you're getting about 7 or 8 points, I think this game will be tight. Maybe Kentucky pulls away late with a 10-point victory, but I cannot see Kentucky covering this. That's a lot of points, 13 in the hook. I know Kentucky's a blue blood. Everybody's going to pick Kentucky, as rightfully so. But I only could look Oakland's way. It's the tournament, ladies and gentlemen. You can't forget. Somebody's getting upset. So getting 13 points in your pocket to start the game, that looks like a good bet right there. All right, next game. We got a good one here. We got McNeese facing off against Gonzaga. Number 12 seed McNeese, 30-3 on the season, facing off against number 5 Gonzaga, 25-7 on the season. Gonzaga 6 in the hook, over and under 150.5. And McNeese is a good team. They got a point guard, Wells, transferred from, I believe, TCU. He's an NBA talent. He will put in work. They have a few big guys that can get some boards. But in the end, I think Gonzaga's depth, their experience, also the coaching will matter in this game. Might be a tight game. This line is telling me it could be a 5-point game, 6-point game. But in the end, I got Gonzaga winning, moving on to the next round. Championship pedigree team, they will move on to the next round. All right, next game. We got number 15 seed South Dakota State, 22-12 on the season, facing off against number 2 Iowa State, 27-7 on the season. Iowa State 16.5, over and under 135.5. Now, this is a lot of points. Again, you're giving me 16.5. Definitely like South Dakota State first half. If they're giving me 10 plus points, Iowa State is a physical defensive team. They like to shoot the 3 as well. So if their threes are not falling, they might not cover this big number. Iowa State should definitely win this game, but in the end, I still would take South Dakota State points. A lot of points, man. If you're giving me over 14, 15, I got to look at the underdog, rightfully so. Next game. Who we got here? All right, seems like we showing NC State, number 11, NC State, 22-14 on the season, facing off against number 6 Texas Tech, 23-10 on the season. Right now, Texas Tech 5 in the hook. It's going down some shops. I'm showing 4 in the hook, over and under 145.5. Now, Texas Tech, man, is going to win this game. I'm banking on them covering. I know a lot of people are going to pick NC State. They won their conference tournament. They did a great job. They did what they had to do. Keats got the coach Keats, he got a 2-year extension. So I think this is where the momentum ends. They had a lot of mojo. They had it going, but now that they got a break, I think the hot wears off for NC State. So I'm going with Texas Tech. This may be a best bet. You got to check in. Just realize I skipped a game right here, so we're going to go over it. We got number 15, St. Peter's, facing off against – number 15, St. Peter's, facing off against number 2, Tennessee. Tennessee 24-8 on the season, St. Peter's 19-13. This is a total mismatch. This is a game I would not take the 21 points. I know it's a lot of points, and people are going to be like, hey, it's a low total, it's a lot of points. I think Tennessee wins by 25, just to be real. I see a 81 to 58 type game, man. I see a blowout, major blowout. I don't think St. Peter's could keep up with them. Take Tennessee if you playing it. I will not be betting on this game. Next game. All right, this is going to be a fun matchup right here. We got Samford, number 13, 29-5, buckyball here, facing off against number 4, Kansas. And man, Kansas is 22-10 on the season. KU minus 7.5, over and under 152 in the hook. And this game all depends on the health of McCullers and Dickinson for Kansas. Yeah, I know they're probably going to come back. They're going to suit up. It's the tournament. They're going to play. But maybe the rhythm may be off from one game. If you don't know about playing basketball, it's all about rhythm and instincts. So if you got good momentum, you got good rhythm, hey, you should be able to win this game. Now, if you guys haven't seen Samford buckyball, this team is 10 deep. They run like 4 or 5 in at a time. They press you. They run. They shoot threes. They shoot a lot of three-pointers. So if Samford is hitting these three-pointers, Kansas is in for a long day. I actually like Samford plus the points, but I think Kansas should win this game. It's a blue blood team. As long as their team is healthy, they should win this game. But a game you got to just watch, maybe live play it, because you don't know how Samford may come out. So I do like Samford. I do like this team. I like the way the coach presses and runs and shoot threes. I love that style of basketball. So Kansas is in for a long night. Lean Kansas money line, lean Samford points. All right, next and final game for the Thursday, part 1 bracket breakdown. Number 10, Drake facing off against number 7, Washington State. Drake is 28-6 on the season. Washington State is 24-9. Drake minus 1.5, over and under 137 in the hook. Man, this is a tough matchup because I really want to take Drake. A lot of people are taking Drake. Only way is Drizzy Drake. Drake made it last year. They almost upset, I believe it was, who did they play last year? I want to say it's Iowa State. Might have not been Iowa State. It probably was somebody else. But Drake almost won last year. They should have won. So I like this experienced team. DeVries, the coach and the coach's son, they have a good duo. I think they'll be ready to face off against this Washington State team. That's been overrated all season. Yeah, they beat Arizona twice, but the Pac-12 has been down. Lean Drake, will not be betting it, though, just because it seems like it's a public bet right here with Drake. Lean Drake is what I can give you in that game. And that's pretty much it for the Thursday matchups. I will be doing a part 2 for the bracket breakdown for the Friday matchups. But for now, you know what time it is, y'all. It's time for the best bets. Let's get to it, y'all. All right. Let's see what we got here. South Carolina money line. As I've stated before, Oregon is overrated. Cannot take Oregon in this game. I don't know who could and who will, but hey, all power to you. South Carolina should come out, handle business, and face off against Creighton in the second round matchup, which should be a great matchup. Next and final best bet, Texas Tech minus 4.5. This is when all the magic stops for NC State. No more magic for NC State, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to it. Let's get this cash. Texas Tech minus 4.5. I know that rhyme, you know what I'm saying? So let's get it. I got some great picks for y'all for the Friday games. I'm going to go over that, do that video. Let's recap a few things. Lean Michigan State early in the morning. I think they want Michigan State to face off against North Carolina in the next round. That should be a great matchup if that happens. So definitely like Michigan State as a strong lean. Also, Morehead State. Take the points. Also sprinkle a little on the money line. I know it's hard to sprinkle on these big dogs, but hey, man, somebody has to win. And that's one of the dogs I really like to win possibly outright against Illinois. Illinois right now, they just won the Big Ten title. So that's another lean for you right there. Also, we got Gonzaga. Take the Zags. Try to end game, and hopefully you get a lower line. I think Zags will win. -6 in the hook is a lot, though, man. The tournament, people be winning by 4 or 5 points. So just remember, money line goes a long way in these games. Pretty much that's it, man. That's it for this show. Until next time, man, let's get this cash, y'all. YVK on the beat.